Fit Nation, it is day 26. We finally got some sun today, which is nice. And people are writing me. I got a lot of questions here. I want to remind each and every one of you to write me every week. You've got to go to that feedback form and give me your feedback. I want your feedback. You know, there's a message I have coming up for you here, not today, but soon enough. And, well, it just encapsulates what I'm saying. You want to keep in touch with me. It will help you. Trust me, all right? It helps to build accountability. Okay. Somebody wrote me and they said something to the effect of they want to lunge properly. And I've seen this person lunge, and you know, there's various ways you can do different movements. There's not necessarily one right way. And the person that wrote me and said they want to learn how to lunge properly or something to that effect. There's nothing wrong with your lunges. I just want to see you do it a different way. The way that you're doing it is fine. The way that this person's doing it is they just have a shorter stride, which is very common among a lot of you. You do a very short stride. And as a result, you end up putting more pressure on your knee, which is fine. The pressure's got to go somewhere. So it's either going to go to your hip or it's going to go to your knee. You know, pick whichever one you want. But the reason why I like to open up the stride is so that we do, in fact, load the hip more. And the reason for that is because I want you to learn how to strengthen your glutes. Because that's often an area that people just don't know how to feel. And that's a very important muscle, okay? Arguably more important than your quads. Although all musculature is really important. I don't really know if you can put one above the other. But I will tell you that your glutes are one of two muscles that seem to quickly degrade through time, especially as we age. And the glutes are really important because they help you to stay upright. If it wasn't for your glute muscles, we would not be able to stay upright. All right, or walk for that matter, okay? But there's more muscles involved in walking. But for being upright, it's primarily your glutes, okay, and your abdominals. Okay, somebody wrote me and said, what are the best times to eat carbs? This is such a big question. Carbs. Okay, listen, here's a short answer. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to encourage you to spread them out throughout the day. Now, here's the thing. This is just something, I'm going to go a little bit off topic here. A bit of a tangent, I should say, really. And people they get concerned with the timing of specific nutrients. What is there a good supplement I can use? And but really the reality is it's just, you know, it just doesn't sound sexy, but it's true. You just have to be reasonable and consistent with your macros and then be consistent over time. That's where the magic lies. That's where 95% of everything is. But everybody's looking for more. All right? Now, do I do timing of nutrients? I do, certainly do. Do I use supplements? Yes, I do. But I'm trying to get that 3% edge because I need that 3% edge as somebody who competes in bodybuilding. But for somebody who's just trying to, you know, lower their body fat, you know, from, I don't know, let's say 30% to 25%, it's just, it's nothing more than just being reasonable and consistent with your calories. Essentially, that's all it is, okay? I'll be more specific with your macros, all right? So the short answer is it doesn't really matter, but, you know, ideally, I mean, I guess we could make an argument that too much glucose load is not going to be good because the body won't be able to deal with a huge glucose load. So that is, let's say you saved all your carbs up for one day and you had them in one meal. Maybe that could, in theory, you know, build more fat tissue because your body couldn't deal with that huge glucose load at once. Or maybe it could. I mean, it's hard to say. But the long and short of it is it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter whether you eat 2 times a day or 5 times a day. What matters is your total energy intake and, of course, your macro distribution. That matters. All right? So as I've always said, the amount of calories you have plus the amount of protein. All right? So you want to make sure you're getting enough protein, which is going to be, you know, whatever. Let's let's just say it's 150 grams per day. That's 600 calories. And then, let's say you're having 2,000 calories per day. The other, 1,400 calories, it's going to be a mix of fat and carbs. And how you spread that out doesn't really matter that much, if at all. Okay? Maybe, like I said, if you're trying to squeeze out that, 2 or 3% difference. Okay? So think big picture. Don't get caught up in the details. Think big picture. Being where you are today, all right, and I'm not speaking to anybody specifically here. I'm speaking to you as a whole, as a group. Being where you are today is not as a result of missing these details. Being where you are today is as a result of just like having absolutely no idea what you're doing with your eating and just eating whatever. In a nutshell, okay? I mean, that's basically what most people do, okay? Virtually everybody does. They have no idea what their energy intake is. They have no idea really what they're eating, okay? What is composed of what they're eating. All right? Think basic. Don't get caught up in the details. All right. Eating carbs late at night, is that detrimental to weight loss? No, it's not. There's an argument for eating more carbs at night because it will help to induce serotonin output, which will help to relax you and allow you to sleep better. Okay. Okay, 6.5 minutes. All right, we'll talk about some supplements tomorrow because there's some questions about supplements. I'm having a little bit of coffee before I work out today in my Mr. Strong mug. All right. Message of the day. Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Yeah. I'm going to say it again. Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Identify what needs to be done and take action. It's simple, but yet we often just forget about it, or we don't see it, or we're looking for something else. But again, it comes down to the basics. Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Identify what needs to be done and take action. Take action on those items, okay? Follow the pillars of the challenge. You can do whatever else you want on top of it for physical exercise. That's okay. But do your cardio as specifically outlined. Do your weights as specifically outlined. Don't go and do some pump class because it's not the same thing. And you follow your macros as we basically just touched upon. Okay? Submit and commit to this challenge. And as always, guys, positive energy, positive vibes. Always give gratitude. And for the love of everybody on this earth, believe in yourself. I will talk to you guys all soon. Hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this beautiful day. I'll talk to you guys all very soon. Martine's teaching tonight at 7 p.m. Talk to you guys later. See ya.